Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2021-22 Newmarket High School course selection presentation for grade 10 students. I am Mr. Ward, and I'm a guidance counselor here at NHS. We would normally be bringing this presentation to you in class. However, due to the restrictions in place at the moment, I will be providing you with a voiceover of our presentation and hope to answer any questions that you may have concerning course selection. Today we will cover how to complete course selection, important dates, course selection planning, resources, and other things to consider as you navigate the course selection process over the coming weeks. Should you have further questions, you can always contact a guidance counselor, but we will also, in the week prior to submission, be hosting a few drop-in Google Meets to allow students to receive some course selection help. Typically, we would bring pathway planning and course selection resources to your class for you to physically take home or look at. Although we cannot bring you physical copies this year, we still have a number of pathway planning and course selection resources available. The guidance department has a number of course selection resources available under the guidance tab on the Newmarket High School website. The two we have pictured here are the pathways planning document on the left here, and the NHS course calendar on the right. The pathways planning document provides information on each pathway, course selection tips for degree pathways at both college and university, diploma pathways at college, along with apprenticeship and workplace information. It also includes information on special programming at NHS, including Specialist High Skills Major Program and the Dual Credit Program. The NHS course calendar provides you with a list of all courses that will be offered for course selection in this coming year at NHS. You can use it to see what is offered and a starting point for planning the course selection process should you wish to use it. You're able to find these copies of both of these documents online at the Newmarket High School website underneath the Guidance tab. We encourage you to review these documents along with other course selection resources provided, including this presentation at home with a parent/guardian. Course selection decisions need to be made with the input of many. We want you to be successful in the course you choose, and there are many factors that go into making the best possible decisions for yourself. We as guidance counselors are also available. You can always book an appointment with your counselor through Teach Assist to discuss things further, or email your counselor if you have a question. So let's begin by talking about a few important dates, and most importantly, the course selection lock-in window here. So from now up until February 16th, you can log into your My Pathway Planner and add and remove courses to your planner to give yourself an idea of what possible course selections will look like. On February 16th, your planner will be opened up and go live for course selection submissions. So at February 16th, you can now, once that date has happened, you can go in there and actually submit your courses. This window will close on February 24th at 4 p.m. You will submit your courses online through My Pathway Planner between these dates. You must submit your course selections prior to 4 p.m. on that February 24th date. Please ensure that prior to submitting, you have done your research and consulted with a parent or guardian. Once your courses are submitted, they can only be changed by your guidance counselor. If you submit during the lock-in window and need to change it, you must contact your guidance counselor to have them to re-allow submission for you. With our current situation of working remotely, I cannot stress enough how important it will be for you to submit your courses correctly the first time to delay or to avoid any possible delay to your submission. I've already mentioned it on a previous slide, but you will be using what is called My Pathway Planner to complete your course selection. My Pathway Planner is an interactive education career life planning tool. It supports you in exploring career options, managing online course selections, and helps you develop interactive portfolios of learning and planning for your initial pathway destination. It includes a number of features, including a graduation indicator, and pathway eligibility feature. The pathway eligibility feature uses your specific high school planner to match you with possible post-secondary programs and can be a great place to start looking and searching for post-secondary options. To find My Pathway Planner, please visit the Newmarket High School website. The My Pathway Planner icon/link will be on the lower right-hand side of the NHS website homepage. Please click on the icons. You can click on the icon. A link to your Pathway Planner can also be found on the main homepage of the York Region District School Board website. Once you click on that icon, you'll find a prompt to log in. So this page here will come up. To access your Pathway Planner, you'll need to use your WireDSB student number and password to log in. Should you have trouble signing in or have forgotten your password, please contact your guidance counselor to assist you. Once you've signed in, or once you've logged in, you should find yourself at a page that looks like this. On the left-hand side here, you have a navigation menu. From the navigation menu, we'll click on High School to allow you to access the planner itself. Some of the other features that I just spoke to you on the previous slide, can also be accessed from the main dashboard or navigation from this website. As you can see at the top here, you have portfolios, maybe some goals. So it's a little bit, some tasks to help you at least career plan a little bit. So once I click on High School, it kind of brings me to this page here. So this is my planner itself. And as you can see in this example, I'm a grade 10 student. And on the left-hand side of my planner, it's showing me my grade 9 courses that I've completed and the grade 10 courses that I'm currently in. You will select courses within this grade 11 column. Some students will like to use the planner as a tool for the future. So as you have the ability to complete the planner to see what possible prerequisites you may need to take for grade 12 courses. So some students will like to fill out their planner. So you kind of future plan with grade 11, and then go out and add some grade 12 courses and see what prerequisites they may need to take. For now, though, we are looking at course selection for your grade 11 year. In grade 11, you're required to take a full timetable of 8 courses. 2 are compulsory credits, and the other are 6 elective credits. You'll notice in the grade 11 column here at the top of your pathway planner that you have 2 compulsory courses already laid out for you. In your grade 11 year, the 2 compulsory courses you will need to take are English and Math. With many of your compulsory credits achieved in grade 9 and 10, grade 11 is the year where now you'll have more elective choice and room to choose more of a specific pathway should you choose to do so. You have a little bit more option in terms of your elective courses. When you're in grade 9 and 10, you had to take many of these compulsories. Many of your grade 9 year was built up of about 6 compulsories. Grade 10 is about 5. And now as you move into your senior years, grade 11 and 12, you have that elective choice now. Another important note is that you must select a minimum of 2 alternates. I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to select 2 alternates that not only will you be interested in going into, but also enjoy and/or can be a possible pathway option for you. The reason I mention that this is so important is because if for whatever reason, one of the courses you have selected is oversubscribed, or perhaps you have a conflict where, for example, 2 of your choices are running at the exact same time, one of the first things we as guidance counselors will try is to use your alternates to solve the issue and complete your timetable. So please ensure you have put some thought into selecting your alternates, because there's always a chance we may need to use one down here, or you may need to use one. I know we've had situations in the past where students will come down in September and say, Mr. Ward, I didn't take this class, or I didn't pick this class. But it was an alternate, right? And the student would have had a conflict. So again, please make sure those alternates are something that you would be interested in possibly going into. If you are a student within the French immersion program, so this example here, we have a French immersion student. You'll have 3 compulsory credits, plus now that leaves you with your 5 elective credit options instead. The reason being that on top of English and Math, you will also need to include your main French as a second language course taken yearly in the French immersion program. So in this example here, we've got the English, the functions, this is the math, sorry, as your 2 compulsory, plus that French immersion course that you need to take every year. So those are your 3 compulsory. Remember, if you are a part of the French immersion program, you'll need to take 10 French immersion credits by the end of grade 12. And so here's the French immersion program planning. Mentioning the French immersion slide sometimes allows you to think a bit more about your plan for French immersion. And you might be now thinking, am I on track to obtain 10 French immersion credits? So on the screen here we have the French immersion program planner. And again, you need 10 French immersion credits to obtain your French immersion certificate. 7 of these are kind of already laid out for you. So in grade 9, you would have achieved 3 credits. French immersion course, science, and geography. And in grade 10, you'll achieve another 4 credits in French, science, history, and civics and careers, leaving you with another 3 to pick up through your grade 11 and 12 years. In both of those years, you'll have to take that main French as a second language course. So over those next 2 years, you'll also take one more French elective to meet those 10 required credits. So we in guidance will typically suggest that you do complete that elective French credit in grade 11. And you have a few options here. You have sociology, anthropology, and psychology. And you also have the travel and tourism course. If you decide not to do your elective credit in grade 11, you can always do it in grade 12 as well. You have the issues of Indigenous peoples in a global context course, and possibly new beginning in 22-23, a business leadership that will be offered in French. Now, you also might have not have taken science and French in grade 9 or 10, which is fine. Like I said earlier, that will just mean you'll have to take two more, or one, not just one, but 2 more of these elective credits in French in grade 11 and 12. So if you're a French immersion student who decided to do science and English, or have one of your sciences in English, it just means that you have to pick up another elective in your grade 11 and 12 years. You also have the ability to complete a co-op in French immersion setting. If you are thinking of completing a co-op in an FI setting, the placements are kind of limited. At the moment, the most likely setting you would find yourself is possibly in an education setting, possibly another French immersion in elementary school. So if you're interested in the co-op option, please contact Ms. Johnson, our community-based education head. So as I'm completing my planner, I'm just going to kind of scroll back a couple slides. So I'm completing my planner here. And you'll notice in the column here, you have it's kind of might be a little bit hard to see, but you have a plus sign and then course. So if I want to add a course, I can click on that plus sign, and it's going to give me a page that looks similar to this that you see on your screen right now. In the back there, it's giving me all my, I've clicked on math, so it's giving me all my math options from grade 9 to 12. So it's very important that you take a look at what you are clicking on and what grade you're clicking on, the course code that you're clicking on. It gives you an actual little bit of a description here. So I've clicked on functions, university level, MCR 3U1. It's going to give me a course description. Please review these descriptions, whether it is a compulsory course or an elective course, along with the prerequisites before you go ahead and then add that course to your planner. If I'm happy with the description and I have the prerequisites for the course, I can go ahead and click Add Course. If I click there, it'll add that course to my planner. Now, as you're adding courses to your planner, you might get a few alert messages. So the top one here, issue note, missing prerequisite or subject mismatch. This will come up only if you do not have the prerequisite for that course. Now, you may have a different plan for your course. So for example, if you're planning to take the required course in summer school, there'll be a section I'm going to go over a little bit later in the presentation where you can kind of add a comment and tell your guidance counselor your plan. So if you're deciding that, so sometimes it's mostly an English, maybe perhaps you're taking jumping ahead to a different grade English, and you're going to take that the prerequisite for that course in summer school. So you would add that into the comment box. but you would have this alert message that shows up. Sometimes you may not be able to do that. This alert message might be showing you that you just don't have the prerequisite at all, and there's no option for it in summer school. So just that's one of our alert messages, is that you do not have the prerequisite for the course. Another message that will pop up sometimes is the guidance message. So please review these important notes from guidance informing the selection of this course. So most of the times this will be perhaps a phys ed course, and there'll be a message about what you need to be successful in that course. So possible equipment for a phys ed course, for example. But those are your two kind of alert messages that might come up as you're kind of going through and adding your courses. So you can notice now that I've added a full set of courses to my grade 11 year. And on the top right hand side here, you have what's called the graduation indicator. And then this allows us to kind of track how we're doing. And if you want to view your progress, you'll just click on view progress, and a page that looks like this will pop up. So your graduation progress. It'll kind of take you through what you've planned. Hours will have 0 earned, but you'll have more than just 0 earned. Hopefully, by the time you do this, you should have around 12. But as you're going through, it'll show you what you need. So at the top of the page, unfortunately, I wasn't able to put the whole page in here. You won't be able to see it all. But it's just showing my compulsory here. I have 3 planned English credits. You need 4 to graduate, right? This kind of go through each of your compulsory credits that you'll need, and also your elective credits. On top of that, also, it'll kind of go through if you have an SHSM requirements. I'll talk about SHSM a little bit later in the presentation. It'll also talk to you about if you have any community involvement hours that you still need to submit, or your OSSLT test that you need to complete. So the graduation indicator is a great tool to take a look at, to keep you on track, and take a look at what you still need to get or still need to obtain to receive your Ontario Secondary School diploma. So once I've taken a look at the graduation indicator, I have taken a look at my compulsory course. What do I need in my planning for future? You can kind of go ahead and start to submit your courses. So there'll be a top of the page. Actually, I might just go back a little bit. So you'll notice on here it says review course selections up at the top right here. If I click on that button, review course selections, it will take me to this page here. So it'll show me each of my course selections that I have here. It'll again show any issues that may have come up. And here's the box I was talking about. So add comments. So if you have submitted with an alert message or plan on taking summer school, please explain your course planning in that add comments section. So if you are looking to reach ahead and you have a subject mismatch or you have a prerequisite issue in there, please explain why that's in there in your add comments section. Each of your guidance counselors will take a look at that comment section and make notes about that. So please make sure you are adding comments in there that are concerning your course selection. Perhaps let's say you don't have a prerequisite mismatch in there, or prerequisite issue, but you still are planning to take a summer school course. Still, please add that into your comments there, because we will be reviewing that again. Like I said, we will be putting that into our notes. So if you are planning to take a summer school course, please add which summer school course you are looking to take in there. I'll talk about summer school again later on, but you can always put that in there if you want. Now, in past years, there used to be a sign-off sheet that you would use to go ahead and sign off on any of these. There still is going to be parent approval for your required submissions or your course selections. The process this year, though, how this occurs, still kind of yet to be determined by our school board. And more information on that parent approval will be kind of released at a later date, but you will be informed whether that's through your GAPS account or through parent email or from the school. We'll be informed of how that parent approval is going to happen this year. So that's the initial run through of your course selection for grade 11. And then there's a few things to kind of consider here as we go through or as you navigate this process. The first few things here is choosing your courses wisely. Now that you're moving into grade 11 and into your senior year, the course options you are selecting will affect your post-secondary options. So make sure you're taking, and I'll talk about some post-secondary options again a little bit later in the presentation here in a couple of slides, but make sure you're starting to have to keep an eye on what the post-secondary options for me are. The course requests that you put into your course selection commission or course selection submissions determine what courses and how courses are timetabled at NHS. So make sure when you're putting in your course selections this year, you keep that in mind. And also remember, we want you to be successful in your program. So anything we can support you with, we can always support. You do have the next month from now until that February 16th to research and plan. Consult with guidance counselors, consult with other teachers. If you're thinking about changing pathways, consult with that teacher and ask them, do you think this is best for me? Consult with your parents. It's not just a one-person decision, that you need a lot of input to make correct course selections. Research those post-secondary eligibility requirements. And always remember, there are many pathways to wherever you want to go. It might seem sometimes that there's a pathway that's closed, but more and more now, there's definitely options for you regardless of what pathway you're choosing here in high school. Prerequisite planning. So many of those grade 11 and 12 courses you're going to choose this year do have prerequisites. In fact, the prerequisites for those courses actually increase, so you're going to have to be more specific in what you're looking for. Some courses are only offered in alternate years, so if you're looking or you need a prerequisite to get into a post-secondary program, please take a look at that now, right? Because there are some courses, whether it's in grade 11 or grade 12, are only offered in alternate years. So if you need to get that course, if you need that course as a prerequisite, they're only offered once in a while, or every offered sometimes in alternate years. So make sure you're taking a look at what courses are offered next year. You can find those prerequisites on the NHS course calendar, the copy that I talked about at the the start of the presentation, and also in my pathway planner. You would have noticed as I was going through the pathway planner there that when I clicked on add course, it gave me the prerequisite for that course within that. So that prerequisite, or I will show you the prerequisites within that. Planning backwards. So if you have a goal in mind in the future, right? Maybe I want to be a doctor. Maybe I want to be a lawyer. Maybe I want to be a teacher. The career of your choice. If that's the career of what your choice is, work backwards. Okay, so if I want to be a doctor, what do I need to take in university to become a doctor? Now, what do I need to take in high school as prerequisites to get into that program in university, right? So that backwards planning is essential as you're going through and selecting your courses. And I've mentioned it quite a few times now, but colleges, universities, the apprenticeship boards, they all have post-secondary eligibility requirements for these programs. So make sure, again, when you're going through and selecting your courses, that you're picking those prerequisites that you might need for those post-secondary plans. So there's a change once you go from grade 9 and 10 into grade 11 and 12. So in grade 9 and 10, you would have had academic, applied, the open level course, and locally developed as pathway options. So as you're moving through now into grade 11 and 12, those change. So if you were in the applied pathway, then you're going to be looking for college courses or the college level, right? So that's going to be the transition into grade 11 and 12. If you're looking at the academic version, or if you're in academic courses at the moment, you're going into the university pathway or university level courses, U courses. You'll see U in the course code. For college, you'll see C in the course code. Remember, college is still, you're developing the essential concepts of the discipline. You're developing the knowledge and skills by practical and concrete applications. University level courses, it's still theoretical. You're looking at still the essential concepts, but now you're also expanding and you're exploring related concepts, and a lot of it is theory based. The university and college, you'll see an M in the course code. It's a mixture of both, so it's kind of both at the same time a little bit. You also have workplace courses. So if you're on the locally developed pathway, you'll be moving into workplace at grade 11 and 12, so that'd be an E in the course code. And you still also have the open level courses. So the open level courses such as, let's say, phys ed, so you see an O in the course code. So really at any pathway can kind of jump into those courses. So those are your pathway options now as you move from grade 9 and 10 in the applied, academic, locally developed, and open, and then now into grade 11 and 12. You now are going into these different streams of university and college. And an important piece in prerequisite planning and pathways planning is math. So in the math pathway, right, we're going to focus on you from grade 10 going into grade 11. And now it is as more than ever, it's still important to choose the correct pathway within math. That's why we say it's crucially important that you talk to a teacher. Talk to your math teacher and say, should I be going into the university level functions? Should I be going into the university college level? Or should I be going into the college level? It's very crucial that you discuss that. So let's go over this for a little bit. So if you're in the locally developed, there's really only the one pathway here to move into the math for work and everyday life, the MEL3E. If you're in the applied pathway, there's a couple options here. You have two options, or maybe even three, sorry. You can go to the workplace level, but you can also jump up to or you can stay within the applied route. As I mentioned, you go into the college level math, foundations for college math. Or if you're pretty proficient and you consult with your teacher, you could jump up to the M level, so the university college mixed course. And this gives you a little bit more option in grade 12. If you're in the academic course, you also have the chance to stay within the university pathway or drop down or move, I should say, probably into the grade 11 university mixed college course. Now, it's important that you pay attention here to the pathway to grade 12. So if you're staying in the university pathway, that opens up to you to any college or any math course, let's say, in grade 12. If you are moving to the university slash college, that really only allows you to open up to the data management. If you would like to take functions and calculus at the grade 12 level, and you're taking the UC college here, you'll have to take the university college, but also we recommend as a grade 11 student, you also take the math for college technology here. So if you take the M level and the MCT 4C, that will also give you the option to take calculus functions at the grade 12 level, right? So if you are going to go the M route in math in grade 11, you'll also have to, and you're still planning to take calculus and vectors and advanced functions, then you'll have to take this bridge course, or not necessarily a bridge course, it's a prerequisite for that, the MCT 4C. If you just stay in the university stream, then yes, you're open to any of these, right? So just important to take a look at those math pathways as you're moving through. Course selection tips. So you have so this is the pathways planning document I was mentioning at the top of the presentation. You have your diploma pathway. Inside that, as you open up, you have the diploma pathway at college. So course selection tips for you, what you would need for a diploma pathway at college. Same thing on the right-hand side here. It's a degree pathway, and sometimes students will. You can get a degree at a college, but you will still need to meet university requirements. So make sure the program of your choice you're taking a look at, if it's a degree, that you'll have to be prepared to go that university route. On the back of that sheet, you also have apprenticeship and workplace. So you have gives you a little bit of information about OUAP, so the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, and apprenticeship, is a proven hands-on, it's a training program where people enjoy learning by doing and who want to work in a skilled trade. And it's usually provided by a workplace. You also have the workplace section here. I know the WIRE DSP has school to work transition offerings and are specialized programs to prepare students for employment or self-employment. So please take a look at that course or the pathways planning document, because it does have a lot of information, course selection tips. If you are looking for university planning, a great website to start with is universitiesinfo.ca, ontariouniversitiesinfo.ca. You might have taken a look at this website while in Careers and Civics, but if you go to programs on that website, become kind of a search option here. And for this purpose here, I've just simply typed in economics, and economics has given me over 140 programs, and that could include accounting or finances or business management, right? But that's given me over 140 programs there that I can kind of search through. So just for the purpose of this, I've clicked on accounting here at the top. And it's given me a lot of information here. So if I'm looking at this accounting program at university, it's giving me a little bit of information, the requirements, what degree I'm getting. It'll show me the prerequisites that I've been talking about here. So these are grade 12 courses, but it does help you plan. Remember, we talked about earlier, planning backwards, right? So these are the courses I'm going to need to take in grade 12 to get into this program. What do I now need to take in grade 11? To get into those courses. So this Ontario Universities Info.ca / programs, or just Ontario Universities Info.ca, is a great website to start taking a look at planning for university. If you're in the college pathway and looking at college planning, the same thing can happen for your college programs. So OntarioColleges.ca, a very similar website to Ontario Universities Info.ca. So you have OntarioColleges.ca. Here you can click on colleges. You can also click on programs. If I click on programs, it's going to show me up here as a program search. So I've just typed in here graphic design. Graphic design has shown up, and it looks like over 70 here results has shown up. So 70 programs of graphic design in Ontario colleges. So it's similar to the Ontario University's info site. If I click on a program here, so if I click on the top one, it's going to give me some more information, right? So program code, what the type of level, what diploma I'm going to get, the status of it. So this actual program here has been waitlisted. So sometimes you do have some highly competitive programs or competitive programs. So it does give you a lot of information. But again, like I said, if you're looking for prerequisites, you might have to visit the main website. But it is a start. So it's a good start to start planning backwards in mind. Diploma requirements. So I've already mentioned it in the graduation indicator, but again, it's important to remember your requirements of your diploma. So are you planning to complete those compulsory credits by the end of grade 12? Have you included your group credits in your plan? I know many of us think about 4 credits in English and 3 credits in math, 2 credits in science. We kind of think about those main ones, but don't forget your group credits. You have 3 group credits that you need to also obtain as you go through high school. So you might have achieved some of those in grade 9 and 10, but typically those group credits you'll see now achieved in grade 11 or even grade 12. So take a look at your compulsory, take a look at that graduation indicator that we talked about and see what group credits possibly that you may need to take. Don't forget that you will also need to complete your 40 hours of community involvement. The provincial literacy requirement. So if you're in grade 10 this year, I'm talking the grade 10 class, then you're going to be probably likely attempting that. Well, I shouldn't say likely. I don't know what will happen going forward here as I talk in January, but the provincial literacy requirement usually takes place in March. So that's another requirement that you'll need to complete for your compulsory credits. So again, take a look at what you'll need to graduate and your diploma requirements as you're going through selecting your courses. Another thing that may not so much, I guess, apply to you, but it's important to know, there's the 34 credit threshold. So this is the WIRED's policy that encourages students to meet their secondary school diploma graduation requirements within 4 years. If needed, you may earn up to 34 credits within those 5 years. And then while enrolled in your first 4 years of high school or secondary school, you may go beyond that 34 credits. But again, speak to your guidance counselor if you're unable to complete your secondary school education plan, or if you are looking to go beyond the 34 credit threshold. Just make sure you're talking to your guidance counselor, see if it's going to apply to you or not, right? But it's something that you may run into more later on in grade 11 or 12, but just keep it in mind. Full disclosure. Now, this is a very important slide as you move from grade 9 and 10 into grade 11. So the Ontario student transcript provides you with an overall achievement of your high school, right, of your high school career. In grade 9 and 10, only successfully completed grade 9 and 10 courses appear on your transcript. So if you were unfortunately unsuccessful on a course in grade 9 and 10, it's not going to appear on your transcript. However, once you move into grade 11 and 12, we've got it bolded here, all of your grade 11 and 12 course attempts will appear on that transcript. So the full disclosure, meaning there's also a date implied to that. So full disclosure dates usually take place about 5 days after midterms. This year was again a little bit different. They pushed that back almost a month, but you have a time period where you can, let's say, withdraw from a course and it not show up in your transcript. However, if you stay within a course and you're unsuccessful in that, it will stay on your transcript. So moving from grade 9 and 10 into grade 11 and 12, full disclosure is an important thing to remember. And if you're worried about full disclosure, if you're worried about a course on your transcript, again, talk to your guidance counselor, make an appointment, and at that time we can figure out a plan for you. Community involvement hours. I can't stress enough again how important it is to get those hours completed as soon as possible. As we've seen with a pandemic, sometimes things come up. Now, the nice thing is that the ministry has recognized that there are some barriers in place at the moment with COVID-19 and actually obtaining volunteer hours. There's many virtual opportunities at the moment, and we do have some of those posted in our guidance office. We also have them posted on our underneath our guidance tab on the Newmarket High School website. But make that commitment now to try and get those 40. And even this year, I would say take advantage of some of the different rules that have now been applied to community involvement hours. And if you're unsure about some of those different rules or some of the rules that have changed, again, please contact a guidance counselor and they'll discuss with you a little bit of how you can go about getting those 40 hours completed as soon as possible, or just getting community involvement hours this year. I think it's this year you have a good opportunity to get a good chunk of those. So make an appointment with your guidance counselor to discuss those opportunities. Another place you can find opportunities is Neighborhood Network. So register online with Neighborhood Network, and it's a local website, local communities through York Region. So Newmarket, Aurora, Georgina, they have options there for you in terms of opportunities. And a lot of those I've looked at lately are virtual. But again, if you are looking for local volunteer opportunities and you feel safe to go out and do those, then you can. But Neighborhood Network is a great website to also look for those opportunities. The Specialist High Skills Major Program. So this is something new for you, going from grade 9 and 10 into grade 11. The Specialist High Skills Major Program is a specialized program which allows you to experience a range of customized, career-focused learning opportunities while working towards your OSSD, or your Ontario Secondary School Diploma. The Ministry of Education has developed SHSM programs for many of the industry and business sectors in the province. Students you have the opportunity to customize your high school experience and explore new ways of learning and have reach ahead opportunities to your post-secondary destination of choice, whether that is apprenticeship or college. Maybe it is university or the workplace. The SHSM program gives you those options. It provides you with an opportunity to kind of customize your secondary school education to suit your strengths and interests and abilities. Develop knowledge and skills, earn credits at post-secondary educational institutions and sectors recognized, gain sector-recognized certification and career-relevant training, develop essential skills and work habits documented through an Ontario Skills Passport. You can also refine career goals and make informed decisions about your future. It also remains flexible. You also have the option to kind of shift between pathways should your plans and maybe your goals change as you're going through the SHSM program. If you successfully complete an SHSM program, you'll have a special SHSM red seal embossed on your secondary school diploma, and you'll receive an official SHSM record documenting the SHSM credits earned and the industry business sector certifications training received. So that'd be part of also, not only we have to get credits, you also have to do some training and certifications. Once you graduate with an SHSM, you can look forward to maybe possibly improved prospects after secondary school because of the recognition and support of the SHSM content from the business and industry and apprenticeship training programs at colleges and universities. So it's a great program that you should be interested in if you are looking at it. At Newmarket High School, we offer SHSM in business, construction, and then health and wellness. So if this is something that you would be interested in doing, you can submit an application here. We put a bit.ly in the presentation. But I would also contact Ms. Johnson. So Ms. Johnson, again, the community-based education head here at Newmarket High School. You can contact her if you're also interested in specialized high skills major. Another program that is very beneficial is the dual credit program. Through the dual credit program, grade 11 and 12 students have the opportunity to experience college pathway and earn college credits while still in secondary school. It's a program that's partnership with local colleges and is available at basically all YRDSB secondary schools. Every secondary school in York Region had participants within the dual credit program in last year. So through dual credits, you can take one course in a college campus and earn a high school credit and a college credit at the same time. You can take those courses to enhance skills, explore your interests. The access is free. It's free college tuition. You don't have to pay for it, right? A college course can be quite expensive. Free textbooks, subsidized transportation. So in many cases in the past, you'd have to be transported to the college campus itself, and that's all paid for. It's there for you, support. Now, this past year, dual credit courses have been moved online. However, if you are a student who is in the college pathway and looking for something different, would like to go to a college campus and see what it's like once you graduate from high school, this is an excellent program. We often here at Newmarket High School, we often see high rates of success for our dual credit students because they're able to choose a course that sometimes will be part of their particular chosen career path. And then they have a high level interest for it. So if you're interested in the program, please contact your guidance counselor to learn more, and we can kind of walk you through the process of adding that to your timetable and getting you signed up for a course. It's also a good time to begin thinking about scholarship opportunities. Many post-secondary institutions will also have their very own entrance scholarships, but there are also a number of scholarships and bursaries that you may be eligible for. So some will be based on academics, while others could have a criteria based on a combination of academic, community involvement, or financial need. Scholarships Canada, so www.scholarshipscanada.com, is a great website to start that process. So on the Scholarships Canada website, you'll be able to create an account and filter scholarships to match what you're looking for. And there are thousands of scholarships on that website. We also in guidance send out a scholarship report to GAPS accounts emails on a bi-monthly basis. So this will include information on every scholarship in Ontario and Canada available, as well as due dates. It's an extremely valuable resource. So take the time to look through it. You may also find information on our school website. So if you click on the guidance tab on the top of the page, then click on the Financing Your Education tab found on the left-hand side, and you can also choose scholarships for more information. So last thing here is summer school. So if you do decide to do summer school, or if it's part of your course plan, that registration will typically occur after March break, even April, May. So you do have the two types of summer school. You have summer school e-learning, and you also have the summer school in-school learning. Again, I don't know what this year will look like. It may probably be similar to last year's summer school, where it is all synchronous learning online. But again, you'll register for that in April, May. And you'll need guidance and counselor approval or guidance counselor consultation and approval before you go ahead and register for summer school. So that's why when I was talking about reviewing your courses and you have that add comments box. If you already know that you're planning to do something with summer school and reaching ahead, make sure you add that in the comments box so we know. But if you decide later on to do summer school, that is also fine. You'll have to just consult with one of us or consult with your guidance counselor and let them know that this is your plan, so they can also help you work with your timetable for next semester, or sorry, not next semester, next year. So again, talk with your guidance counselor. Usually you'll register through My Pathway Planner. That's also where it is. I know summer school e-learning is slightly different, but most part you'll register through My Pathway Planner. So that's it. That is our presentation. Thank you for listening. We'll also have the presentation up on our guidance website. Remember, I said I think it's very important that you consult with many people, teachers, guidance, your parents, review the course selection resources we've given you, review this presentation with your family at home. If you don't want to necessarily listen to me for 40 minutes here, then you can there's also be a version of this just as a PDF on there. So again, remember, you can be anything, and good luck.